To keep Jack from falling for other girls, Annie transferred to the same school as him, even giving up her chance to become one of the world's most famous models. She believed that if she did this, the male lead would eventually fall in love with her. But despite Annie giving up everything, Jack still only liked girls with an anime aesthetic. This left Annie heartbroken. Just earlier, in her pursuit of Jack, Annie had abandoned the career she loved most and enrolled in the same school as him. Because of her background, Annie was quickly recognized, and before long she was surrounded by male students. Annie didn't notice that Ellie was watching her closely. After class, Ellie went to find Jack and told him that a girl who was perfect for cosplay had transferred in today. Meanwhile, Annie was searching for Jack. Because she used to be a model, she was cornered by classmates. Someone splashed a puddle of water onto her. Startled, Annie immediately ran away. Unexpectedly, she stopped right in front of the door to Jack's clubroom. Hearing the noise outside, Jack opened the door to take a look. The moment he did, Annie threw herself into his arms. Jack immediately recognized that the person in his arms was Annie and quickly shut the door. Seeing Annie completely soaked, Jack told her to take off her wet clothes. Taking advantage of the moment, Annie began teasing him. Jack appeared unmoved, but he didn't realize that his face had already turned bright red. When Annie saw that Jack showed no interest in her at all, she questioned why he wouldn't even look at her. Just as Annie was about to leave, convinced she had no charm whatsoever, Jack ran after her and accidentally slipped. What followed was yet another scene no one wanted to see. Unfortunately, Jack only liked girls in anime-style outfits. Compared to Annie, he was still more interested in the manga lying on the floor. Annie felt that maybe she truly had no appeal at all. After waiting for her clothes to dry, Annie prepared to leave. Before going, she asked Jack if there was someone he liked. Jack thought of the character Ellie had cosplayed and answered with complete certainty that he would only ever like anime-style girls. Annie was shocked by his answer. When she realized Jack didn't actually have a girl he liked, she felt incredibly happy and left his side. Even so, Annie regretted not having the courage to confess her feelings to him. In order to make Jack notice her more, Annie had chosen to become a model. Back in middle school, she was already extremely famous, with countless clothing shoots every day. However, Annie's father wanted her to forget about Jack. Annie remembered her childhood, when she was often bullied by other kids. Jack was the only one who ever stood up to protect her. From that moment on, Annie completely fell for him. After learning that Jack loved anime, Annie made a special effort to study the manga he liked. But Jack never realized how Annie felt about him. Even if Jack didn't understand her feelings, Annie would never betray him. Annie would never forget the Jack who had once risked everything to protect her as a child. She thought that if Jack only liked angels, then she would become the angel by his side, waiting for the day he would understand her feelings and fall in love with her. Annie believed that Jack was still the same Jack she had always known, and that no other girl could take him away from her. Just as Annie was thinking about how to get Jack to pay more attention to her, she suddenly saw another girl appear beside him. A wave of panic instantly overtook Annie. She rushed to Jack's clubroom, only to see him taking photos of Ellie in her cosplay outfit. Annie burst into tears, believing Jack was a liar, and began pounding on him. At that moment, Ellie recognized Annie as the new transfer student and invited her to join them in cosplay. A stunned Annie stared at Ellie in disbelief.